Stampin' Friends. It's Marilyn Wagner with Stamping Creations with Marilyn. Today I would like to share with you a Christmas card that I have recently made using, get the proper name, Christmas Pines stamp set. Just share, whoops, try and get the lighting right here for you to see lots of different combinations, different words, and it is photopolymer, so you can line it up fairly easy and make whatever design you like with it. Today I chose just a fairly simple embossing in silver, cut the pine cones out with silver and put a black layer behind them, and I'll show you the trick I use for adhering those. My ribbon is a combination of Call Me Clover grosgrain ribbon and out of the holiday catalog this year, glittered organdy ribbon is black and silver. Thought made a nice combination together, and I did cut the pieces and just tied them in a knot to go on there, and I will trim them as I put them on. For stamping, I just used the one big stamp out of that stamp set, and I stamped dark and then light, and that's basically the outside of it. Popped that up with dimensionals on the front and did stamp on the inside of it. So I will go ahead and do parts of the card for you. I do stamp the envelope as well as I have been doing in some of them. So to begin with, because I'm going to emboss it, I will use my embossing buddy. Handy little pack of powder, I guess you'd call it, that does keep the embossing powder from going where it shouldn't. Using Versamark on the Noel, and I don't know what kind of angle I would like it on, but I do my embossing first, especially when it's such a big stamp. I do want to make sure it's covered, and it looks like it is. And I always leave a spoon in there for those who want to spoon their embossing powder over it, but I don't know if it's quicker or not, but this is what I do with it. And usually with my right hand, just tap it off in the bottom, and you can see that it is on there. So I will emboss that, and then I will do my stamping. And while I'm over embossing, I'm going to glue. Put some liquid glue on the back of my acorns so that it will dry. Discovered and read somewhere that if you put just a little bit of the glue on the back of these, you don't need a lot, or on anything, and let it dry until it's almost clear, it will act like a glue dot, and it also will not ooze out underneath the lattice effect that you have here. I'm doing it on a silicone mat, which I tend to always have right beside me on my desk, because gluing on it eliminates getting glue on my working surface and all over everything else that I'm going to touch. So I don't know how well you can see those. Oh, sorry about that. I bring it up. That one especially, you can see the dots, and I'll show you that a little bit later and see how it has dried clear. I just, before class, I did cut out many silver and black ones for the ladies to use, because that's time consuming, and I only had one of the framelits to cut out. So we'll go ahead now and melt this, and then we'll be ready to put the card together. I'm presuming that you've all done pink embossing before, but I do like to show it because look at the magic as it heats and melts. It is like magic. I can remember doing this years ago and it was like, wow, look at that. So it doesn't take too long. Now we will quickly stamp our leaves with the Call Me Clover ink. And then to put these little acorns together. That one hasn't really dried a lot yet, but they do line up. Oh, I can see some glue through there. Lucky that dries clear. And on this one, if you can see, the dots are clear, so I didn't have quite as much on that one. So it will stick just like a glue dot to this black layer. So I will adhere those. This will go on with dimensionals. Oh, and before I do that though, I do, in every case, make sure that I stamp my inside of the card before adhering the front layer, and that is for my own protection, because if I stamp it upside down or if I just don't get it quite right, I can always turn the card base over. I think that will do. So now move on to putting glue dots on this. I'm trying to keep this where you can follow what I'm doing. Glue dots are double-sided, or these are dimensionals, sorry, not glue dots. And peel the paper off. Make sure the card is right side up. Always like to burnish it. And these little guys, I will put some more my white adhesive on it. And just adhere them as though they're coming off of the branches. I tend to, when I'm doing my ribbon, because I'm a little bit particular about them being the same length, I like to fold it there and then trim it. And hopefully after I've cut that they do appear to be the same length, and that I'm just going to attach with a glue dot. I like to stick it on there to pull the glue dot off. Just attach it there and try to work with it a little bit, but I think we're pretty well set. There's another Christmas card done, ready to go to my friends. So hopefully you have enjoyed. It's inspired you some to go ahead and make your cards. I would love to have you subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I will be back with more another day. Thank you.